Welcome everybody to ESC Fan TV. And more importantly, hashtag the best ever Eurovision. Hashtag Battle of the Baltics. Tonight, we're going to bring you a fantastic show. We really are. And we've got a fantastic panel for tonight as well. All the panelists tonight are from all over the world. We've got panelists all the way from Sweden, from Norway, from Belgium, from Australia, all the way down under. And of course, we've got panelists from the United Kingdom. The rules of these shows are dead simple. And if you've been watching the shows, you'll already know the rules. But for those who are just joining us, our panel have selected their two favourite songs from the Baltics. That's Lithuania, that's Latvia, that's Estonia. We've then asked you, our Facebook followers, to pick your favourite songs. And we've thrown them all into this wonderful Baltic melting pot of 26 songs, of which two contain actual winners, ladies and gentlemen, actual winners from the Baltics. That's right. 2001's Dave Benton, Tanel Padar's Everybody, and 2002's I Wanna by Mari N. However, how do you vote? I hear you ask. Well, let me say a warm hello to the hostess with the mostess, the yin to my yang, the Beavis to my butthead. It is Tom. How are you doing, Tom? You're on mute. What a start.
You tell everyone to put themselves on mute, and I put myself on mute diligently, and then I forget. Never mind. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure I'm okay with this hostess malarkey. I think I prefer myself as a host, I think. But
I thought it worked.
What a marvellous selection tonight. And of course, yes, how do you influence tonight's winner? It's very simple, guys. You vote. Go to menti.com, 16 39 58 29. It's the code you need. Go and vote. People have been voting all week on this. Okay, it's really close in that top 5. And I think there could be a very, very interesting winner this evening. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, this sounds really good. So how do I actually keep in contact with the latest shows? Well, also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to us as well. Click that notification bell. Find us on YouTube, find us on Twitter, find us on Facebook. We are there, ready and waiting with tons of content, which we know you will love, especially if you love Eurovision as much as we do. Now, first things first, I suppose, Stu, we'd better meet the panel.
Let's do it.
Okay, first up, we've got Steve. Hey, Steve.
Hi, everyone. Enjoy the show.
Hey, we've also got Sean. Hey, Sean.
Hello, everybody. Enjoy the show.
Hey, we've got from Sweden, Gustav.
Hello, everybody. Have you missed me? I have missed you.
Of course, we've missed you, Gustav. Of course. From Belgium, we've got the lovely Jana.
Hi, good evening.
All the way from the west of England, we've got Martin.
Hi, everybody. Enjoy the show.
And it's a very big good day and good morning. Joining us from Australia, it's Michael.
Good evening, Europe. Good very morning, Australia.
Hey,
have a great show.
Great to have you, Michael. And joining us for the first time, okay, it's Elliot.
Hello, bloody bastards.
No, sadly, Elliot couldn't make it this evening. So joining us, our debutant on ESC Fan TV, we have the lovely Amelie. It's great to have you here, my lovely.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I was lying on my couch with my sweatpants half an hour ago. Stuart asked me. I've never put on makeup so fast in my life. And I'm really happy this is a streaming thing, that we don't meet each other live, because the sweat under my armpits right now, it's real. But thank you for having me. I love being here.
Absolutely brilliant. We love having you here as well. So that's the panelists. I suppose the one thing that leaves us to do is to start looking at the first set of tonight's entries.
These are the reasons I can't let you go. Oh, let's sing a song that we wrote when we're out. Kelatuud Maa, simpudo na parang uwes. Kahayo pagsiski may
Oh, we've got 6 absolutely fantastic songs there to start off tonight's show. And let's go straight to Sean. Now, Sean, you've picked Latvia 2016. You've also picked Estonia 2015. Why did you pick them? Why should these be best of the Baltics?
Because I get goosebumps every time I hear them. First of all, how do you pronounce it? Yus? Is that how you pronounce his name? Instead of Justs, I don't know, whatever. Heartbeat, great song, written by Aminata. Yeah, Love Injected the year before in 2015. It didn't, I mean, it finished 15th, let's face it. It wasn't a brilliant result on the night, but I mean, I just love the song. I think the music production's so slick. There wasn't much there in terms of choreography in the performance, but his energy and his voice on stage just deliver the song, and it's just so powerful. I think his voice is sublime. I absolutely love it. I preferred the staging in Supernova, in the national final with the red ring that was whoop like that and out. But I think maybe they altered that because it kind of borrowed a little bit from Mons Zelmerlow's Heroes the previous year. Maybe perhaps that's why they do it that way, and I preferred that staging in Supernova. But I just think the song Heartbeat, it's a great song to dance to, and I just absolutely love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. But the song for me out of this entire night, 26 songs, is Goodbye to Yesterday by Alina and Stig, and I think it is absolutely stunning. I mean, it finished 7th on the night, and I really think they were hard done by. I think this should have been way up there, and I really wanted it to win. I just love the song. Everything about the song. It's just, I don't know. It's not easy to pull off a breakup duet, I suppose. But it's just one of my favourite Eurovision performances of all time. You don't need a woman up a 20-foot pole wobbling around. You don't need a bloke climbing up a video screen. The way that they staged this song, she walks in from the back in the silhouette and she doesn't take her eyes off him. And throughout most of the song, the eyes are focused on each other, and you can just feel the electricity just come through the screen, and the way that they focus the cameras in and out of each other, and just everything about the song. You really believe that they're a couple breaking up, and you believe the story, and it's a story well told. And I'm in awe every time I watch the performance, and the song is beautiful, and I just love everything about it. She even cries at the end. You know what I mean? She even cries at the end. It's like, oh, goodbye.
You know what? We've even had a message in the chat, Sean, that from this guy. I don't know who he is. Some weird guy. I don't know. Some stranger. But anyway, apparently he agrees with you. It's crazy. Absolutely
and then
crazy.
Right at the end, quite poignant, she's there all on her own on the stage. He's already gone. He's exited stage left, or he's gone out the door, smiled at the dog on the way out. It is just bloody perfect, and I really hope it wins tonight. So vote for it, everyone. Vote for it. 12 points.
There are people that agree with you this evening. Martin, this is also one of your favourites as well, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, there was probably about 6 Estonian choices this evening I could have picked for one of mine, and this would have been one of them. Great, as Sean said, great storytelling. Alina's a great singer. I mean, Stig not so much, but it's all about the chemistry and the personality. It's believable. That's the believable. You know, some couples and duets on stage, you just don't believe what they're trying to put across. This one does. And yeah, I think it probably should have done better. It was just in a really strong year in Vienna in 2015. So, you know, but great song.
Hey, now Speaking of duets that perhaps didn't quite hit the mark, I mean, if you played it in any Eurovision disco, like literally, whoom, crowd like locusts on the dance floor. Voters on the night, whoom, couldn't get away from it fast enough. Michael, why should people vote for Verona this evening?
Because they didn't in 2017, and we want justice. Justice, I say, for that. It's just let's it poor. The two poor of them, the poor Laura there, and who was it? It was they were just. It's a beautiful follow-up to a song which goes hand in hand with Goodbye to Yesterday. This is a breakup when you're overseas. This is a song of epic, of epic romance failure, with a bottle of alcohol in your hand. And those first 3 seconds, what can we possibly say? It was just a disgrace. The technical performances on the stage in 2017. We'll never have that first 3 seconds again. We'll never be serenaded for the first 3 seconds. Anyway, I just think it's a great. It's a classic pop song. And when you listen to the song, it rises, it builds. It tells a story, and as usual, there's a little bit of subversion there. It's not a happy pop song. It's a breakup song again, and it's of love that's not gone right.
You aren't alone in favouring Verona. I know Steve has a soft spot for this one as well, don't you?
I do, and I was so disappointed it didn't qualify. And I know that the performance has been criticised in the past in that they're perhaps not they haven't got quite the Alina Bourne kind of syndrome where she really acted it through. It did come across a little bit hammy at times, but it's such a fantastic song. And I think his kind of high notes, Coit's high notes, are really, really good. Really, really difficult to sing that high with that level of falsetto. And I think it's a fantastic, catchy song. And I'm surprised to this day that it didn't make it through to the final.
As someone who may have profited off of that, I was quite pleased. Not going to lie.
Can I just mention, I think it goes down to what Martin said a few minutes ago, that really it wasn't believable between them. It just, there was no chemistry there. Not like Stig and Alina. There was just no chemistry between Coit and Laura, and it was just such a shame. The voices were perfect, but there was just nothing there, and I think that's probably why it fell flat. And him with his psycho smile as well when he's caressing her hair, it's like, oh. So
he's not the only person that looks like a serial killer that we've got on our entries tonight, but. I know you're also a fan of this. I'll just bring you in quickly.
Yes, I was a big fan of it when it won the Estonia national final. I also was in the arena at Eurovision. And when I heard the song on stage, for me, in the arena, it was really good. And I was shocked they didn't qualify. But then I got home to the apartment and I watched it on YouTube and I was like, oh, yeah, now I know why they didn't go through. So it was kind of a bummer because I really liked the song, but the performance wasn't that good in the semifinal. Also, very funny because the first few notes, the first few seconds, we didn't hear because there was something with the microphone, a technical difficulty or something. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer. It didn't qualify. I love the song. Unfortunately, it wasn't a very good performance on the night of the semifinal. So I understand why it didn't go through, although it was kind of a letdown.
It happens. That is Eurovision. Now, from something that is as iconic as Verona, Michael, there are many entries that could have been chosen tonight. I know I did the best of the rest and pronounced the names wrong, but Eastern European funk.
Where do you want me to start on this?
This
is no. You're going to hear me out here, okay? This is absolute subversive Eurovision at its absolute best. It's a reference back to 1980s ska music. So bring in madness, bring in all that. But then listen to the lyrics of this song. I know we all at the chorus, but when you actually drill down, this is a song which discusses world wars. It discusses being oppressed by Russia, and it's not, and it's allowed through. It's not, it's how clever is it? It beats sort of Georgia's 27 getting Putin. So this is talking about that, and then we get to dance. Then we get up and we dance, and we forget how wonderful, and me, Eastern European, Dobry večer, Evropě. I've got those roots. And then where do we go to? In verse number 2, we're going to be dealing with European economical politics and employment strategies across Europe. It's a claim of who is there washing your dishes, who is there giving you a manicure. It is just proving how important Eastern Europeans are in Europe. And and then you actually do that. It says that, yes, sir, we are legal, but we're not as legal as you. This is pop pureness, and I will tell you that it's one of those songs that you dance and dance and dance, and then when you listen to the lyrics, you realise that this is a nail into the heart of European politics, and that's what Eurovision is sometimes about.
It is sometimes. I have to admit, I hadn't quite picked up on the European economic politics when I listened to it. But maybe that's just me. Now, if you want to vote for those songs this evening, do not forget, go to menti.com, 16 39 58 29. Meanwhile, we're going to discuss the songs that my co-host has selected. The Git who picked Estonia 97. What a tune, Mr. Wilders.
Well, I picked these two because they are the only two Eurovision songs of all time that actually make me cry. I can watch Maria from 1997. Remember that, everybody. Maria from 1997. Cough, Tom. And it's one of the greatest, one of the greatest songs, I think, from Eurovision yesteryear. And it was done a dirty back in 1997. Should have done much, much better. I'm pretty certain it's on Gustav's playlist, although he's shaking his head, he's lying. And in 2018, this song just blew me away. I remember being in the Altice Arena and just tears rolling down my face. Rarely happens, but this song, every time I hear it, literally my hair stand on end. And it's just the most beautiful song. It's such a shame because she meant every word. You believe everything she said. Sadly, broke up with her partner about 3 months after Eurovision. But, that shit happens, doesn't it? But it's a great song, and I love it. I really do.
Oh, and to be fair, you aren't alone in loving that song. I know Amelie also loves that.
She does. And I totally agree with absolutely everything you said, Stuart. I think it's heartfelt, it's emotional, you believe every word, it's really authentic and makes me reflect. And this is also one of the few Eurovision songs that has actually made me cry as well. I cry every time I hear it, because it's it's deep. And it's beautiful, and I love it. Good choice. Good choice.
And I think Gustav has a sneaking admiration for your other ballad as well, Stu. Is he frozen? Oh, no, is he there? Gustav, are you there?
Oh, you were talking to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelatuud Maa. Yeah, I can't pronounce it right, but
I was like 2 years old back then, so I can't really say that I have any memories of it. And when I have been looking back at older Eurovision songs, I have totally missed it. But it might be after the show. Who knows?
Well, if you want the English version, I've also got the English version on my playlist somewhere, which is called Hold On To Love. If you want the English version and the Estonian version. And I know Steve is a lover of both of these songs as well.
Yeah. I love particularly the Estonian song because I think it's so sophisticated, it's so lovely, and I think she was only 16 or 17 when she sang the song, and she has such a lovely, mature voice, and I love the shoulder movements as well. There's a bit of a shoulder shimmy going on, and I just think it's a lovely, well-constructed song. And I remember at the time thinking this one should have finished higher. And of course, she represented Estonia the year before, and I think she was in Melody Festival in one year as well. So in the very early days of the Krista Bjorkman one, but she didn't make it through the semi-finals.
Oh. And let's have a final word on Stuart's songs from Yerna very quickly. Why should people vote for When We're Old in 3 words?
In 3 words? In 3 words, it's beautiful, well sung, and should have ended up higher. Sorry, more than 3 words.
Brilliant. Oh, right. That's the first 6 songs done. Let's look at the next lot.
Let all your walls come down and just play, 'cause that's the only way to find out if it's love. Now we're falling into it's just a reason to make us believe that someone's the loser, someone's the winner, to make us.
Oh, we celebrate a good time, because tonight it is showtime. So let's keep moving on to celebrate down the Rockefella Street. Life is much enough. Do you feel?
So you might be wondering, how are we going to do this because Elliot couldn't be bothered to show up tonight? We've got Amalia. She's far better looking. So we're quite happy with that one. We're going to go to Amalia first. Amalia, or Elliot, as we call you tonight, shall we? Play 2016. What the heck was he doing there?
Oh my God. I need to have a chat with Elliot after this. Because both of the songs is really not my cup of tea. So it's really hard to stand by those choices. However, the first one, I mean, now I'm gonna try finding good qualities in in everything. Like I could like the kind of musical vibe in it. It's no, I mean, Elliot, come on. Come on. I'm lost for words, Stuart.
I can tell you're struggling with this one, aren't you?
I am, but with both of them.
Well, you know, I quite like Urban Symphony. I preferred Sandra Umsala. Did I pronounce that correctly, Martin? He's on mute.
Well, like I was expecting to be called upon. Sorry, just dozing off there. Well, Sandra Numsala, wasn't it?
Numsala, that's right.
Yeah,
I think I prefer her song from the national final a couple of years ago, Suvidi Poo, for those who haven't watched it or listened to it. Go back to, I know, Suvidi Poo, Sean. You do like Play, so let's hear some positivity from you.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a great song, but wasn't it something like Estonia's worst result ever? It certainly was at the time. 18th in the last place in its semi-final, didn't qualify. And why? Co-wrote by Stig Rasta, so good credentials there, you know, but it just didn't hit the mark on the night. I don't know why. Was it the magic act? Was it the cocky sneering and the giggles? Did it came across a little bit cocksure? Perhaps. I don't think that Uri came across very likable on camera, and maybe that put the viewers off voting for it. That said, you'd think he'd have picked up enough jury points to get it through, but obviously not. No, but what a shame. A great song.
It's a good song. Yeah, it is. It's odd performance, but a good song. 2016 was a strong year. I think it's worth making that point. Let's move on to Urban Symphony. Steve, this is a really good song from 2009 Estonia. Tell me about why you like it.
This is a gorgeous song. It's kind of has a very kind of classical feel to it as well. I mean, obviously helped by all the kind of instrumentation with the cellos, the violins, etc. And the voice is just gorgeous, and the kind of the r's in there as well. I love a rr, and that's probably me being partly Finnish, because many words use a rr. But I think it's a lovely, lovely song, and it's just, I'm obviously on something tonight, so you probably better go to somebody else. But a
Can you do that?
song.
Can you do that again for me, Steve?
Rrr.
Lovely. Final word from you, Martin. It's going so well. He's still on mute, bless him.
Okay. I would start talking now. I do love Urban Symphony. That was one of the other choices I would have made this evening. I love the look. It really suited Moscow 2009 with all the LED screens, with the blue, great outfits. Love the Estonian language as it was sung there. And if there are many classical tunes within Eurovision, I'd say this was probably one of the best ones. She looked amazing, and it was a great scene. It was just quite a strong year performance-wise, and I think it was a pure performance, but it didn't sort of show that much really on the night.
Thank you, Martin. Two great songs there. Two other ones. Going to come to my co-host. Estonia 2011 feels very Estonia packed, this group, doesn't it? Rockefella Street, absolute Eurovision classic. And Latvia's 2005, War Is Not Over, also an awesome pick. Tell us why you like those two.
Well, let's start with Rockefella Street. You've got to have something bouncy. You've got to have something fun. And yes, maybe the live performance let this down ever so slightly on the night. But come on, this is a classic Estonian entry that deserved a lot better than it got. Absolutely brilliant. I just loved the way they did it. And, people are saying, about Leslie Roy and her staging being, innovative and stuff like that. I reckon Estonia had that idea first in 2011 with some of the stuff they did. Absolutely brilliant. And that's why people should be voting for it. War Is Not Over, totally different. I remember watching this first in 2005. Hadn't listened to the previous CDs that much. And I was blown away by the performance. It was just so simple. Two guys standing there, singing this beautiful song, which in the light of what was going on at the time in terms of the war on terror and things like that, and singing The War Is Not Over, and having sort of like the sign language and stuff that they incorporated into it. It was absolutely a brilliant song that has been on my playlists for ages. And in actual fact, I even do, when we have Remembrance Day in the UK, because I'm in another life, I'm a teacher, and I do the Remembrance Day photos and stuff normally to this song when I talk about conflicts and things like that, because I think it's so powerful. But there's another reason why this song should be here this evening, and it's because the one half of the duo, Walters, is no longer with us. And he passed away in 2018, and he was only 30 years old, and I think it's only a fitting tribute to his contribution to Eurovision. He was Latvian commentator from about 2011, 2012 until he died. That, those guys should have the chance at winning this evening.
I agree. Well said, Tom. Rest in peace, Walters. Let's move on to the third group of tonight. And if any of those songs were your favourites, make sure you vote for them. Here's Group 3.
Deep in the dark, I've been feeling inside when you're walking. want to.
We are the winners of Eurovision. We are, yeah. We are.
Sulla via øyne våge brand I galoppi gjør mot for hjertet og sos on what for are we living? What for are we crying? What for are we dying? Only Mr. God knows why. What for are we living?
See, I did remember to unmute myself that time. I could see Stuart in anticipation. Anyway, 4 more fantastic songs in tonight's vote. Don't forget, 16, 39, 58, 29 is the code you need at menti.com. Now, I went into this a little bit blind last week when we had the watch party and Funny Girl came on, and literally straight away I noticed a flurry of messages in the Panelists chat group. Yes, we do all speak to each other offline as well. All of a sudden, Martin. I was like, Martin, that must be a Martin choice. Martin, what is it about Funny Girl you find so endearing, and why should people vote for it this evening?
Well, to start off, this is one of my top 10 all-time Eurovision songs. So it's the only one out of all the 3 countries that makes that list. So that's the reason why it's in here. I love this song from the moment I heard it. And this was at Supernova 2018. They did 63 songs, 30-second clips only to start with. And I heard the first 30 seconds of this and I thought, wow, I've got to hear the whole song, got to hear this, who's singing it and see who's singing it. And I just loved it ever since. Wonderful lyrics. It's all composed by Laura herself. All about her being in the friend zone. How could you be in the friend zone with Laura Risotto? I mean, God, no way. And yeah, great emotional delivery. Love the musical dynamic that's there. The live performance wasn't as good as it was in Supernova, unfortunately, at Lisbon, and that might have affected her chances of going through to the final. I've had the great pleasure of meeting her in Amsterdam and Lisbon and chat on social media since. Love this song, and that's why it's here. I mean, you could probably guess that this might be my 12 points. Giving it away now, bit of a spoiler.
Was it a spoiler, or was it just a foregone conclusion?
Yeah, probably. If you know me, you'd probably have guessed that quite quickly. And then my other choice, obviously, LT United, we are the winners. I wanted to put it in because I felt it might not actually make it in at all. I think that Lithuania's best ever finish might not have actually been on this show if we just relied on it being a wild card. So I thought I'll put it in. What the hell? But I do love it. I know it's a real Marmite song. You either love it or you hate it. I loved it when it was in Eurovision because so many of the fans in the arena really were booing it, and I just thought, you just don't get this at all, do you? You just don't get the fact that they are taking the piss, and this is just 6 comedians and musicians come together and they just come up with this football chant, and it's a brilliant song. And yeah, that's the reason I've put it in here. And the last thing for both of my choices, all you got to do is what LT United said you got to do: vote.
Do you know what? I love that. That's a link even I could be proud of. Yes. 16, 39, 58, 29 is the code you need at menti.com. Now, also joining you in your group, Martin, we have the lovely Gustav. And I have to say again, I hear big ballads these days. And immediately, the one name that floats into my head, I'm like, oh, Gustav, I'd really like this. Gustav, talk us through your selections this evening.
I mean, is anyone here even surprised that I chose Estonia 2013? Anyone? No. It's beautiful. It's an absolute stunning song. and she sang it so well. She was beautiful on stage, and every time I hear this, I just want to sing my heart out in Estonian, and it doesn't sound as good when I do it, but I want to do it every time. It just gets me. I just get all the feels from it. It's stunning, absolutely stunning. And for my other choice, I always try to choose something that's a bit nostalgic to me, or something that's a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. And I would say that this song is both of those things. When in 2010, I was like this brooding 15-year-old who liked everything a little dark, everything a little...
You were an emo, weren't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I was. And this was like the perfect song for how I was feeling at the time, and I just absolutely loved it. With that said, it could have been performed better on the night, but I can't be picky about it. It's even a line in the song that says so many questions, and when I was 15, I didn't know anything. It's just the perfect song. Oh shit, Toby.
Thanks very much, Gustav. Well, that is 4 more fantastic songs for you guys to vote on this evening. Let's look at 4 more.
It's okay to dance along, dance along, dance along, dance along, along. I got the moves, it's gonna blow.
You give me wings and reason why I'll be an angel in your sky, because I'm 70 only once in a lifetime. Free my mind.
I will follow my star till the end of my days, and my heart's gonna lead me through so many ways. And if you're gonna join me, I'll be your kind, baby. Never say never. Be my runaway bride.
There you have 4 fantastic songs. I just wonder whether the winner might come from this group. Let's go to Steve. Steve, we're traveling back in time to year 2000. To
Ines.
Ines.
Once in a lifetime. I think this is a real banger of the time. I love this, and I was so convinced when I saw all the preview videos that this was going to win. And of course, the next year's winner is in the backing group in the background and was her boyfriend at the time. But I think this is a fantastic, a really good 20 years ago pop song, and it should have won. It should have won. Maybe it needed a little bit more of a dynamic performance. She did look as though she had something stuck up her while she was singing, but a great song, a great song. And yeah, I love it. And I play the preview video to this day.
It really was a good song. It needed a little bit more of a something, didn't it, on stage?
Bit more charisma, bit more performance, yeah. And I think it would have done even better.
Yeah. Trousers so tight you could tell what she had for breakfast, Steve. Your second choice was Discoteque by The Roop from this year.
I just love this, yeah. It's crazy. I can't do that, Martin. I've tried several times and I just don't have the hand dexterity to do it. Michael, everybody except me can do it. That's great. I think this is such a fantastic song. I was expecting this to finish a bit higher because it really brings something a little bit different to the contest this year. And I think the lead singer has got so much charisma, and I just love the oddity of the presentation as well, and the the backing dancers and everybody. It's just so quirky and so good and so catchy. I think it's a fantastic entry.
It is. And another, somebody else who's a big fan of this is Sean.
Yeah.
Sean,
Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, why do you like this song?
Just everything that Steve says and more. I think, you know, returning artists from the cancelled Eurovision had to ramp it up. And I think that the Roop probably did that. Not necessarily with the song, but with the lunacy on stage. With it's just crackers, isn't it? But it just, you can't help but grin all the way through it. And yeah, it tells a story. We were all doing it. We're all dancing on our own in our house for 12 bloody months. Yeah. And it really hit the nail on the head for the time. And I think it was a great entry, a great song. Be interested to see which one of the Roop songs, because On Fire is also featured tonight at some point, yes. Which one will finish higher. Be interesting.
We're going to find out. Jörna, your two picks. Do you know what? Let's travel back in time to 2000 again, to Latvia's My Star and Latvia's first entry at Eurovision. And what a tune. Why did you pick this one?
Well, I picked this one because it was an awesome debut song for Latvia. They got third place. It is a great song. It was number 8 in Belgium in the charts, and it was like a hit in Belgium. And I didn't remember that this song was from Eurovision a few years ago. And then I rewatched it and I was like, oh my God, really? But no, it's a great song, great debut. The guy is like really charismatic, like smiling all the way through the song. And it's just fun to watch. And yeah, it's really amazing.
It's a really good song. And your other pick is a phenomenal song. Again, another one from 2018, La Forza. Tell us why you picked this one.
Yes, oh my God, La Forza. Like, if you know me, I like pop opera songs. It's like the best there is. I just really love this song. When I saw it in the national final of Estonia, I was like, oh my God, this has to win. And then it did, and I was so happy it won. And I was so happy I could see it live in the arena. It was so amazing. Her voice is so great, and it was like perfection all the way through. I was kind of afraid they wouldn't do the dress because in the beginning they didn't have the money for it. But then I was so happy that they could do the dress in Eurovision, and it's one of my all-time ultimate favorites. This just has to win.
Thank you for presenting those, Jörna. Someone who's smiling away in the centre there, the centre square is Gustav. Gustav, La Forza. You obviously like this one. Tell us why.
Do I even have to explain why? It's just like the perfect song. It's just everything. I still have goosebumps when I listen to it, and it's beautiful. She was stunning. Yeah, 12 points.
Thank you, Gustav. Martin, you're a fan of both of these songs.
Yeah, I mean, La Forza, several of us were lucky enough to be in the Altice when she was actually singing it. I was at the back at one stage, and it just her voice fills the entire arena. Incredible. And she knows she's good, but it was just a privilege to watch her. And it's also fun to watch her getting at the end, beginning and end of the breakdown, and they take the dress down and she's just there with her jeans and just runs off, and you just think she's got this glamorous thing underneath. It's just her and her jeans. So, but yeah, a great performance. Really love it. Brainstorm, for me, one of my favorite debut entries of all time. It's all about the lead singer. It's the dance, the facial expressions, the voice. And the one thing I never understand is, why was it not called Runaway Bride? You know, that's my only thing. I'm going, what, that comes up so much in the song rather than My Star, but hey.
Thank you, Martin. And finally, Amalia, tell us why La Forza should win tonight's Battle of the Baltics.
It's a stunning entry. Definitely, once again, one of my huge all-time favorites. And where can I get that dress? I really want that dress. Oh, she was so elegant and flawless, and it was just perfect.
Thank you, Amalia. So they're all of our panel's songs this evening. Let's have a little listen to the songs that you have selected.
That always lives within our hearts. Come on, everybody, and let it out and leave the moment here and now. Come on, everybody, go take the chance.
I wanna be the light from the shooting stars. I wanna be the queen in your sweet lights. I wanna be the last spark in your eyes. I wanna be the sunshine in your eyes.
The world is my desire. I feel that I'm on fire.
Oh, what a fantastic selection there. And to think you panelists never picked any of them. I'm looking at all of you, to be fair, and myself. But Sean, out of all the wild cards we've looked at there, what one stands out as your favourite?
I wanna, maybe for the backing dancers. Woof. I mean, I think the reason why a lot of those weren't chosen by us, we could only pick two each. You know what I mean? We've got to give something else for the viewers to vote on and to choose. So we could only pick two each, and a handful of those would have been in there if we would have picked more than two. Everybody, what? I mean, the worst Eurovision winner ever, surely to God. I mean, all it is someone singing, it's Friday night, it's Friday, and then he goes, it's Friday night, it's Friday night. It's like, it just repeats what he sings, and it's just crap.
Do you know what? The only counter I have to that is you did watch Azerbaijan in 2011, right?
I can't remember. I was probably drunk in a ditch somewhere, to be honest. But yeah, finally, I just want to mention Love Injected. I mean, what a stunning song and a stunning vocal. And it's so powerful and it hits you right there. And I think that will do really well tonight as well.
Cool. And Amelie, what's your favourite wild card there this evening?
I mean, I really love On Fire. Oh, Gustav, come on. It's so cool and it's so catchy. And like immediately when I heard it, like 5 minutes later, we all stood here in the living room and was like being crazy. And we did, yeah, I love it. It's quirky and it's catchy and it's fun and it's really like, it's Eurovision. I love it.
Amazing. And let's go to Michael. Michael, what's your favourite wild card there this evening?
Love Injected by Such a Long Way. What a stunning song. And it just arrested that whole show. That moment that the dress is revealed and she just sings. There's just something there which is iconic. And it's just a moment. And to me, that song was just beautifully sung and just well constructed. So that was there for that. But let me tell you, I'm a little bit, I want to as well somehow as well, because there's a bit to go there with a bit of costume revealing and backup dances for miles. That's what I've got to say as well. So
Indeedy. And now, panelists, I would love to go to all of you, but unfortunately, we don't have the time. But I'm going to go to Gustav for one last stab at a favourite.
Oh my god, this is so hard because there's some amazing songs in there, but I think I'm gonna have to say Kuula, and no one is surprised. It's another stunning Estonian ballad, and I was like, should I choose Kuula or should I choose the other one? And yeah, both of them are absolutely amazing, and I love them. But also, of course, like everyone else said, Love Injected was a moment. It really was a moment.
I have to admit, I'm slightly gutted I didn't kind of remember Love Injected when I made my selections.
Me too, actually.
That's kind of my bad. And now, guys, if any of those wildcards, you're like, yes, that is what we have been waiting for. That is what we need to vote for. Menti.com, 16, 39, 58, 29. This is your last chance to vote, people, because all will be revealed very, very soon. Back to you, Stu.
And just before we do this last piece, I'd like to say between the first and second song, it's just 5 points. So your very last chance to vote. Here is the best of the rest.
Is this thing on? So it is. I'm Tom Hughes, and this is tonight's Best of the Rest. First up, we've got Estonia's debut entry from 1994. It only scored 2 points, which, to be fair, is better than this ditty from Lithuania debuting in the same year. This one scored 0 points. Maria is through. Have you voted for her 97 entry? This was her attempt from 96. The dress sense certainly improved over the year that passed. Lithuania, however, took 5 years to return back to the contest. This lovely song from 1999 finally scored them some points. It was in 2000 that Latvia debuted. This entry, however, was too much from 2001, and very much outshone by Lithuania, who finally showed some style to get a record placing for themselves at that time. The style, however, did not last. Happy you? Not quite. This one was propping up the scoreboard. Latvia's host entry from 2003 was sadly overlooked. Can't understand why. Speaking of overlooked, here's the lovely Victor Krone, as Estonia's 2019 entry also failed to make it. Now, Maria isn't the only one who could have been represented twice this evening. Koit Tume's missed out with his 1998 entry. Even Acrobatics couldn't save Donny Montel's entry Love is Blind from making it through onto the panel's shortlist this evening. We're almost coming to a close here, and I've indulged myself by putting some of my favourites that just missed out. Anne-Marie's beautiful song from 2012 being one of them. My special mention has to go to Latvia's 2007 masterpiece. Questa Not surely deserved better. That's all we've got time for. In the meantime, I hear bake-offs back in Britain this week. Let's all bake a cake. Munch away, have a drink and enjoy as we find out tonight's winner.
Not going to say anything, Tom.
My pronunciation was word perfect throughout all of it.
Ask Maria.
Yeah.
Okay. Results time, Tom.
Yes, you have been voting all evening. And now is the time to actually reveal the results. Now, before we get those results up, I'm just going to swing round the panel. I just want to know where your 12 points has gone this evening. Amelie, it's your first show. Who's your 12 points gone to?
I think it's a really tough choice between When We're Old and La Forza, but it is La Forza.
Okay, Martin. Dare we ask?
Yeah, no real surprise. Laura Risotto's Funny Girl.
Steve.
I gave mine to Symphony from 2009 for Estonia.
Michael.
It was a toss-up between My Star and Being Lost in Verona, but I went My Star.
Hey, Yana.
Well, how can I say this? La Forza!
Sean.
Right, well, I'm going to have a go then. I didn't want to wake you up. Goodbye to yesterday. 12 points.
Gustav.
I want to say beautiful song because I should have chosen that one. Oh my god! But La Forza.
And my co-host Stu. Who did you go for?
I think I went for When We're Old, but I think probably Sean's pick, Goodbye to Yesterday, will just nick it. Do you want to find out who has won?
I was going to give my 12 points first, Stu. You know?
Sorry, yeah, of course. Who's your 12 points, Tom?
I was saving, my bit till, my 12 points went to The War Is Not Over, Stu. Latvia 2005. But now I think it'd be a great idea if we found out the winner.
I was going to say about that. Right. Tonight's winner, can confirm I have closed the voting and can confirm that your winner is by just 4 points. I think that's the first time that's ever happened.
Wow.
4 points. Shall we take a look at the scores?
I blame the running order.
Yeah, so...
oh, no.
There you go. So La Forza wins it by 4 points to Goodbye to Yesterday. Love Injected, Wildcard. Wildcard won last time.
Wow.
Finishes third. And, oh, look. 2 of my picks in the top 5 again, Tom.
Yeah, but I'm taking joint credit for Kelatuud Maa. Sorry.
And look at the winners. Look at the winners.
Unfortunately, Gustav's bringing up the bottom. There we go.
It happens sometimes.
What a wonderful show. What are we doing next time, Tom?
Well, next time it is going to be massively exciting. It is best of elements. Now, this is a curveball best of. And basically, we are looking for our panelists and you, the viewers, to nominate songs that basically are to do with earth, wind, fire, and water, or ice, as has been put in my show notes. I think someone's perhaps making a small bid for certain songs to be allowed under the radar. But yeah, best of elements. And we invite you now to actually put forward your songs for that. Watch party will be on the 29th of October. And then those elements will come alive when we return on Friday, the 5th of November. I've already got some picks there, but I'm going to wait and see what Stu picks first, I think, this time round.
Thanks, Tom. What a great show. I'd like to say huge thanks to the panel. Big thank you to Martin from Let Me Be The One blog and podcast.
Yep, as usual, great show. Thanks a lot, guys.
Huge thank you to Steve.
Thank you, everyone. Hope to see you again soon. Cheers.
Big thanks to Sean.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoyed it. See you next time.
Huge thanks all the way from Belgium. We say thank you to Jurna.
Thank you. Yay, I won.
Yeah, you
Forza
have.
all the way.
Well done. You're on the leaders board now. Excellent.
Yeah.
Sean still got to wait, unfortunately. 4 points, Sean. Just 4 points. Huge thank you to Gustav from Sweden.
Thank you, everyone. It was lovely being back, and I can't wait for the next show.
Thank you, Gustav. Thank you so much to Michael for getting up at the very early hours all the way from Australia. Good to see you, Michael.
Hey, thanks, guys. Great show and awesome choice for 17th spot.
No guesses for which one that was. And big thank you, huge thank you, in fact, for making her debut this evening. Big thanks to Amalia.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so much fun.
Thank you, Amalia. And thank you to Tom. Let me get that. Do that again. Thank you, Tom.
And
That's what I was trying to say.
Stuart. It's been another fantastic show, hasn't it?
It has. Let's not forget, though, those chatters in the chat room that have been chatting along all night, Tom.
That is true. Big thanks to everyone that has voted, that has contributed in the chat room, that has actually voted on our Facebook page for the wildcards as well, because we're involving you more and more as well. And we look forward to hearing you from you for your suggestions for the best ever elements as well. Coming up, a fantastic show.
Absolutely, Tom. Until then, so we've got about a month off now, so you get back into, do what you were doing for a little while, and then come back to us at the end of October for more ESC Fan TV madness. Until then, have a great October, and we will see you very, very soon. Bye-bye for now.